Rami, a young man of just 20 years old. He had a face that drew attention wherever he went. Long blonde hair falling over his shoulders, bright blue eyes like the sea, and fair white skin that made him look almost unreal. People used to say he looked like someone who stepped out of a storybook. But Rami didn't only have beauty, he also had money, and plenty of it. He was born into wealth, inheriting businesses, properties, cars, and a lifestyle most people could only dream about. And with money came friends. Lots of friends. Every day was a new adventure. Parties, gatherings, fancy restaurants, trips from city to city, boys, girls, close friends, new friends. Everyone wanted to be around him. Everyone laughed at his jokes. Everyone wanted his time. But no one asked themselves the real question. Did they love Rami, or did they love the wealth that surrounded him? Rami didn't care. He trusted everyone, gave freely, spent blindly, and lived without thinking of tomorrow. But life never stays the same. One day, Rami walked into his accountant's office expecting the usual updates. Instead, the accountant said quietly, "Rami, your accounts are dropping fast. If you keep spending like this, you will go bankrupt." Rami laughed, his long blonde hair shaking lightly. "Me? Bankrupt? Impossible." But numbers don't lie. Years of overspending, careless investments, friends who used him, and deals that fell apart. Piece by piece, everything began to collapse. Within months, Rami had lost almost everything. He sold his car, left his big house, and found himself living a much simpler life. But the biggest shock? His friends disappeared. One by one, they vanished without explanation. His calls were ignored. His messages were left unread. The same people who used to cling to him suddenly became ghosts. "Sorry, Rami, I'm busy. Wish I could help. We'll talk later." And later never came. Rami found himself alone. At 20 years old, when he thought life would only get better, he watched it crumble like sand slipping through his fingers. He began sinking deeper into loneliness and depression. He stopped talking, stopped going out, stopped believing in anything, especially people. He looked at himself in the mirror. The same long blonde hair, the same blue eyes. But inside, he felt empty. One cold night, as Rami sat quietly in his small room, the lights dim and the air heavy, his mother walked in. She placed a gentle hand on his shoulder and said, "My son, money comes and goes, but real men don't stay on the ground when they fall. You lost your wealth, but you didn't lose your soul. Stand up and rebuild." Her words struck his heart like lightning. Rami lifted his head, wiped his tears, and looked at himself again. Really looked. His face hadn't changed, but his spirit had weakened. Right there, he made a decision. "I will rise, and I will never repeat the same mistakes." Rami started from the bottom. Literally, he took small jobs, in a warehouse, in a workshop, in a small shop, anything he could find. People looked at him strangely. "Isn't that the rich boy? What happened to him? Poor guy." But Rami didn't care. He had only one goal: to rebuild his future. He studied investments, studied finance, learned how to manage money instead of wasting it. He finally understood the value of every dollar. He used his intelligence and discipline to start a small online business. Then it grew. Then he expanded further. Step by step, his income returned. And slowly, Rami rose again. This time not because of inheritance, but because of hard work, patience, and wisdom. He became wealthy again, but now he was stronger than before. When Rami's success became visible, the old friends returned. The same faces, the same voices, the same fake smiles. Rami, we missed you. Let's hang out like before. You're like a brother to us. But Rami had changed. His bright blue eyes were no longer naive. He saw through people clearly now. He listened. He smiled politely. But deep inside, he remembered every moment of loneliness, every ignored call, every abandoned day. His heart whispered, "Where were you when I needed you?" In the final scene, Rami stands by a large window, the city lights reflecting in his eyes. His long blonde hair moves gently with the wind. He is strong again, confident again, successful again.